As many countries in sub-Saharan Africa, Ghana is undergoing rapid urbanization. Its capital city, Accra, has experienced significant changes over the past few decades. Economic liberalization, a growing influx of remittances, and the recent discovery of oil are putting new pressures on undeveloped land. Contestation over land is compounded by a complex coexistence of customary and statutory tenure systems, outdated urban and spatial planning, and poor coordination between and within planning departments and enforcing agencies. As a result of these factors, market forces have overtaken the urban planning agenda in favor of real estate development, leading to the gradual disappearance of urban agricultural sites. Despite their contributions to food security and urban resilience, localized farming systems are being neglected within the prevailing modernization agenda. Even more fundamentally, the needs and rights of urban farmers and other vulnerable groups are being undermined. Irrigated vegetable production in Inner Accra is practiced mainly in sites located on institutional land, where farmers are generally seen as guardians of open spaces. Joulu and Plantpool are two adjacent farming sites located below high-tension power lines and along the banks of the Onyasia River, which is used as a drain. Since the land is unsuitable for development, the sites are perceived as secure for farming. This perception has made both sites principal hosts for planned interventions over agricultural practices and market integration.
This area is it's an institutional land that belongs to Greco or Viari. So when they saw that the farmers are taking over, they were like, okay, you guys should go ahead, you can farm, because as they work, they don't have a problem. Currently, they don't have a problem if they want to work under the pilot. They don't weed, they don't cut any trees. They only come around and then they do their work freely.
Because of their relatively good access to water and wide experimentation with different farming techniques, farmers in these sites grow a range of crops effectively. Their irrigation practices, however, are frequently called into question.
We don't depend on the rain. We crop throughout the year. We crop cassava, cabbage, lettuce, any vegetable, is available on this earth.
We are always being challenged as to the quality of water that we use in irrigating the crops. And, with the use of the tap water, it becomes quite difficult to connect, because the Ghana Water Company was not all that mandated to supply water for agriculture purposes.
When they don't have pipe-borne water, the only resort is to use the drain.
Are they allowed to use the drains?
No, but there is no other option. And one other thing too is that IWMI came out with some sort of plans and programs. You can use the drain, but at the same time you have a way of using the drain that will not affect the raw vegetables for consumption.
Farmers face ambivalence from authorities and the leaseholder of the land. Despite the authorities' recognition of the importance of the area for water infiltration and flood prevention, the land in these sites is being encroached upon.
L'État someone in the night, before you come in the farm in the night, we can put this shop over here.
There is no one who can build or can put a store over a government land. So they don't have any authority to come and put those things over here. We will not allow them.
The challenges is urbanization. Urbanization is taking part of the lands, most of the lands that we are working on.
Farmers' sense of security is being undermined, particularly since they have no formal land use agreement with the leaseholder, Gridco. Some farmers are actively looking for alternative, less contentious areas for farming.
I don't know when, but anytime soon, Gridco people can say we want to do some development on the land, and then they might even drive the farmers away.
You know, with Jogulu, over there, we don't have a memorandum of understanding with the landowners. So our safety over there is not all that secure.
It was an attempt for the Farmer Association to write to Gridco to sort of give them a memorandum of understanding. But currently, as we speak now, if they want to undertake any project, they don't inform them officially. They only come, oh, we want to do this, and then they start working. It affects some of their works, but because the land belongs to Gridco, you have nothing to say.
Recent experiences in other areas, where leaseholders are negotiating more secure terms with farmers, are important precedents. If the current trends continue, however, the future of these inner-city sites looks uncertain.
What would happen if there was no urban agriculture?
Yeah, a lot of people will go jobless. You will be competing with other people for jobs, the non-existence of job. So there will be a loss of job here.
There is indeed scope for public authorities to pursue land policies that can help preserve urban farming in open spaces, contributing to a more sustainable process of urbanization. The area known as La, in the east of the Accra metropolitan area, was once the largest and most productive urban agriculture site. It hosted the largest concentration of urban farmers and supplied a significant part of the perishable vegetables consumed in Accra.
I started farming with my father at the age of 6.
The first I arrived, I saw here fine, no building, nothing in the bush, only big trees.
So we have been farming however we like. You can do farm here for 1 year, then leave to another place another year.
A far-reaching process of land conversion is unfolding. Real estate development is occurring at different scales and rates. On the one hand, slowly fueled by remittances of those living abroad, structures built by individual families are mushrooming. On the other, upmarket gated communities are driven by developers in a fast process of land commodification. Land disputes led to the creation of the East Dadekotepon Development Trust, a body composed of the main landholding families within the La Stool. The trust has been instrumental in the transformation of customary rights into a new channel to enter the real estate game at an unprecedented scale.
Some of our family or our elders, or people will call them trust, they come and took some of my land.
I spoke to the other parties at the other side, agreed that let's form this trust and settle this case out of court. Let us do it this way. Let's replan this area. The idea was we're going to build a new township. We're going to break down all the slums that we live in, so that we can live in decent places like human beings and have our dignity.
Concept is for us to enter into joint partnership with all the groups that want to develop.
Because of encroachment, plenty people stop farming. even at all our association has been collapsed. Nobody is coming again.
Land under cultivation has decreased significantly, and farmers are being pushed to less favorable areas. Women, still the majority of farmers in La, have been worst affected.
Yes, I think the La farmers' situation is very serious, because if you also look at the systems of the La group, you know, they are more into the indigenous crops, okra, pepper, maize, and all that. So in Ghanaian parlance, we say these are women crops.
We also found that they can't see any alternative livelihoods, because there is a very strong sense of identity as well in being a farmer. They keep on moving as the land gets developed by the trusts and the families. But women as farmers are displaced to more and more marginal lands. Women are less able to do that, so they have to abandon agriculture altogether.
We don't know what we are going to do again. We will be hungry. And for me, if I leave this field, I will try my best to do something.
Although initial plans of the trust, which were approved by the Town and Country Planning Department, contemplated the preservation of the green belt, the prospects of urban agriculture being sustained in the face of highly profitable uses is slim.
They said we have green belt. Up to now, the green belt, we haven't seen the green belt.
For every scheme I've seen, the first scheme that they prepare always has provision for open spaces, and you see them very beautiful on plan. As soon as they finish selling the areas for development, and they see that there's still demand for the land, then they jump onto the open spaces. Get the same planning authority that zone the area as an open space to rezone it into developable plots, and then they give it out again.
You have the farming area here, and you have a green belt which we intend to use for a golf course. Now people have to be pushed uphill, and they are relying on weather, nature for water supply, and that is not enough even for their crops, so they have problems.
The land they are using, they don't pay a CD to the board. We don't have any contractual arrangement with them. So as and when we want to use the land, we will use it. By 10 years time, the place will have been 80 to 90% developed.
The phasing out of urban agriculture in La has an impact on a large number of people's livelihoods and reduces the likelihood of Accra becoming a self-sufficient, resilient, and sustainable city that ensures food sovereignty for its people.
If they don't see urban agriculture as an integral urban land use, then they don't care so much whether the farmers are using it or not.
Whoever want to farm and want to make money will have to go to the periphery. It doesn't live in the city. In your country, do farmers live in the cities?
So the biggest challenge is how to make sure that we preserve the open space as open space. And it depends on the landowners. There's not, and the planning authority.
So we need help. So we need help to tell our chiefs to stop selling the lands.
Around 20 kilometers away from Accra, just north of the port city of Tema, and in the Ashaiman municipality, lies the Ashaiman Irrigation Scheme. It was established in the 1960s as part of a national irrigation program and has more recently been the subject of international assistance. Over time, the scheme has benefited not only from the irrigation system itself, but also from a degree of security in land tenure. this situation is changing. The area is rapidly urbanizing, and farming land is being encroached, a process fueled by disputes in land ownership. Farmers no longer feel secure.
When I came here, there was no building around, so the project was very neat. This water we are seeing today, we were drinking it. But today, because of the encroachment, this water, the color has changed.
As urbanization is increasing, in fact, you could see that the encroachers, they took most of our lands.
They keep on selling the land and they keep on building. This is also a threat to the project.
We don't have the power to demolish or to remove those who are encroaching. So what we have done so far is to liaise with the assembly and then the traditional authorities to see how best we can, come to terms of demolishing those who have demolished the structures which have been illegally built.
We have done a lot. Meeting the policymakers, the duty bearers, playing the role of advocacy.
I always say it's only God who can't help this project survive for the next 10 years. Because if you see the pressure, it's unbearable.
First, the Minister for Agric was here to investigate, to see the whole thing, and then they sent a task force to stop people from developing. And then it was announced in the air, everybody heard that they were coming to demolish the buildings that were there and all that. And then it ended like that.
Downstream of the Ashaiman irrigation scheme is the Roman Down site. Though undeveloped, the land is also owned by the Irrigation Authority and essentially serves as a floodplain and a buffer zone.
The land here is a very fertile land, and it is reserved. This is an undeveloped land of IDA, and they leave this place so that when there is a flood, the water will come to this place and move or spin to the sea. So this place is served as a water-logged area, and if buildings come up here, it will block the water. Then when the flood comes, the water will bounce back to the developed land over there. So because of that, they reserve this land purposely for farming.
In spite of this vital role in the local ecosystem and the dangers of building on it, farming plots have been lost due to illegal encroachments, which cause tension in the community.
People try to encroach on the land, and with the encroachers also sometimes they allow their animals to come and disturb our crops.
There's a law that if you apply for permits and after 90 days you don't hear anything from the authorities, continue to go ahead and construct. So they take advantage of those provisions, work in the night, put on light somewhere. Before you know, by Monday morning you go and see structures which were not there on Friday.
The lack of enforcement of land use and planning regulations has been a significant problem, particularly since Ashaiman is a new municipality, although the concerns of its farmers appear to now be higher in the political agenda. Both of these sites continue to face uncertain futures.
I like farming simply because I want to produce food for the nation.
Even though we are not the bulk producers of vegetables, but we support the vegetable production.
We know that Kwame Nkrumah marked this land for agriculture purposes, and we want to defend that.
Because if we have a policy on urban agriculture, I think urban agriculture will be recognized, and then attention will be put on it.
If I were to be the president, I will collect more land for farming and defend, make policies that will guide agricultural land so that youth can go into farming and there will be more food for the country.
I'm almost, I would say, 21 years old in the farming. And that's the main profession that I've taken up for myself.
More respect to those who be in the game, but we are new in the race to money and fame. Only time's gonna tell what our fate's gonna be. Whether we make it or not, we just have to wait and see. Just my prayer to God that He provides all I need and delivers me from all unnecessary beef.